All right, I think that we are live. Sorry for the pause there, just double checking that everything was working okay. All right. Okay, Facebook, let's go. Alrighty. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sunday Storytime. My name is Margo, and today we are going to be talking all about different kinds of food and the wonderful, amazing people that we eat food with. So, we are actually going to start today off with an early literacy tip that is in the form of a song. So, there are 5 things that you can do to help your kiddo get ready to read. There are a lot more things than 5, but this is a song that helps us remember some useful things that will help us get our the kiddos ready to read. So those 5 things are singing, talking, reading, writing, and playing. So I need you to remember those 5 things. I put a comment in the comment section so you can follow along with me at home. So everybody at home, show me 5 fingers, and then we need 1 pointer finger. And we're going to talk about these 5 things that are going to help your kiddos get ready to read. So, sing, talk, read, write, play. Sing, talk, read, write, play. Sing, talk, read, write, play. Growing readers day by day. That was excellent. I bet everybody at home following along did an amazing job. So, another thing outside of singing, talking, reading, writing, and playing that can help get your kiddo ready to read is repetition. Now, I know it can be frustrating for the grown-ups at home to read the same book over and over and over again or sing the same song a lot of times, but that repetition is amazing. That means your kid is curious and your kid is learning to read. So we are going to repeat the song one more time. We're going to use the different hand, using my right hand and my left pointer finger. So we're going to sing the song again to work on that repetition. So, sing, talk, read, write, play. Sing, talk, read, write, play. Sing, talk, read, write, play. Growing readers day by day. Thank you. So we are going to read the first book today is a classic that is all about food. It is your favorite and mine, Eric Carle's The Very Hungry Caterpillar. So this is The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. I'm sure most of you folks at home have read this one. And we are going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to scoot over because this book's very long. Not long in terms of how long it takes to read, but it is physically very long. In the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf. One Sunday morning, the warm sun came up and pop! Out of the egg came a tiny and very hungry caterpillar. What kind of face is the sun making? Is that a happy face? I really like that sun's very happy face. He started to look for some food. On Monday, he ate through 1 apple, but he was still hungry. On Tuesday, he ate through 2 pears, but he was still hungry. On Wednesday, he ate through 1, 2, 3 plums, but he was still hungry. On Thursday, he ate through 4 strawberries, but he was still hungry. On Friday, he ate through 5 oranges, but he was still hungry. On Saturday, he ate through 1 piece of chocolate cake, 1 ice cream cone, 1 pickle, 1 slice of Swiss cheese, 1 slice of salami, 1 lollipop, 1 piece of cherry pie, 1 sausage, 1 cupcake, and 1 slice of watermelon. And that night, he had a stomachache. As a kid, when I was reading this book, I always thought the food looked so incredibly delicious. I still wish I could just reach off the page and take a bite. The next day was Sunday again. The caterpillar ate through 1 nice green leaf, and after that, he felt much better. Alrighty, kids at home, you might have read this book before, but what do you think is going to happen next to this caterpillar? I think that is a very good suggestion. So he wasn't hungry anymore, and he wasn't a little caterpillar anymore. He was a big, round caterpillar. I love this picture. It's so cute. He built a small house called a cocoon around himself. He stayed inside for more than 2 weeks, and then he nibbled a hole in the cocoon and pushed his way out, and he was a beautiful butterfly. The end. Now, I really like that story. I think my favorite part is looking at all the foods. What was everybody else at home's favorite part? Because I think that is a great favorite part to have. We're going to sing another song before we move on. This song is called Bananas Unite, and it is very silly. I'm going to put the words in the comments section. So we are going to start by putting our hands up like this. Already? Bananas unite! Peel bananas, peel, peel bananas, peel bananas, peel, peel bananas, chop bananas, chop, chop bananas, chop bananas, chop, chop bananas, mash bananas, mash, mash bananas, eat bananas, eat bananas, go bananas, go bananas. Should we do that one more time? Like I said at the beginning of Storytime, repetition is a very good way to help your child learn how to read, as is singing and playing. So, bananas unite! Peel bananas, peel, peel bananas, peel bananas, peel, peel bananas, chop bananas, chop, chop bananas, chop bananas, chop, chop bananas, mash bananas, mash, mash bananas, mash bananas, mash, mash bananas, eat bananas, eat bananas, eat bananas, eat bananas, go bananas, go bananas, go bananas, go bananas. Just came to the very silly realization that I am alone in my office just singing this to my computer. It made me giggle. So our next books are not just about food, but about the people we eat them with. And these books are going to come with another tip about reading books with your kids. So a lot of parents might have difficulty figuring out how to talk to their kids about race. And one great way to do that is to notice the similarities and differences between yourself and the people in the books that you read. Maybe the people in the books you read look just like you, or maybe they don't. And it is okay to point out differences. This book, which I'm not going to read today, but I will be recommending to you, called What's the Difference by, sorry, I talked too fast, by Doyen Richards, is an amazing way to talk to your kids about race and differences. I'm just going to read a couple of pages. So, this is a very good tip. Don't be colorblind. The sky is blue during the day and black at night. If colors could talk, they would tell different stories about what they see when it's their turn to light up the world. It's the same with your friends. Listen to their stories, because understanding your differences will create an unbreakable bond as you do the stuff you love. So for example, in the second book I'm reading today, Amy Wu and the Perfect Bow, it is about this little girl, Amy Wu, and her family as they make bao together. And bao are these little dumplings, and well, my family never made bao together. We did like to cook together. We would always make apple butter. We had a little apple tree in our backyard, so you could talk about, well, your family may eat something different than this. Here's something that you might eat or do together. And isn't that wonderful, the differences and similarities we have? So this is Amy Wu and the Perfect Bow. I love the little cat in this. I wore a bow tie today to match the cat. Oh, and this is by Kat Zhang and Charlene Chua. Amy can do a lot of things. She can brush her teeth. She can tie her shoes. She can even do both at once. Sort of. But there's one thing that Amy cannot do. She cannot make the perfect bow. Look how beautiful and round that is. Sometimes they come out too small. Sometimes they come out too big. Sometimes she adds too much filling, and sometimes not enough. And sometimes they fall apart before they reach her mouth. Amy's mom and dad make perfect bow. So does her grandma. Their bow are always soft and delicious and so fluffy. Amy could eat them all day, and sometimes she does. Today, Amy is going to do it. She is going to make the world's most perfect bow. Bow making is an all-day event. Amy's dad starts in the morning, mixing together the ingredients for the dough. Then it's time to knead. He pushes the dough. He punches the dough. Amy gives it a try, too. They leave the dough to rise. Amy keeps an eye on it, just in case, and it grows bigger and bigger and bigger. Amy's dad squishes the dough down just in time. He rolls it into a log and cuts it into pieces. Meanwhile, Amy's mom seasons meat for the filling, so she adds garlic, mushrooms, ginger, salt, and pepper. Everyone gathers around the table and rolls up their sleeves. It is time to get to work. Amy's first bow turns out a little funny, so she does the second. It's hard to know how much filling to add. Too little and the bow is sad and empty. Too much and oops! It's also hard to pinch the bow shut just right. Pinch, pinch, pinch. Amy watches her mom make the perfect bow. She watches her dad make the perfect bow, and her grandma, too. They all try to teach her. Roll out the dough like this, says Amy's mom. Just use just enough filling, says Amy's dad. Pinch, 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 says Amy's grandma. By the way, I love Amy's grandma's shirt. It's like a pink t-shirt with a cat on it. I want that. She's got great style. But Amy's bow just aren't the same. They are too empty. They are too round. They have holes in them and they leak. Maybe today won't be the day after all. Maybe Amy just can't make the perfect bow. Then Amy has an idea. The pieces of dough were cut for grown-up hands, but Amy's hands are very small. She whispers her idea in her grandma's ear. Amy's grandma cuts each piece of dough into two smaller pieces, Amy-sized pieces, and now they fit perfectly in Amy's palms. Carefully, Amy rolls the dough so it's thicker on the inside and thinner at the edges. She adds just the right amount of filling. She pinches it shut, and there it is, Amy's perfect bow. She makes another and even more after that. She's a bow-making master. Soon, all the dough and the filling are gone. Everyone is tired, but they're not done yet. Amy's grandma boils a big pot of water. It's time to steam the bow. Amy keeps an eye on the steamer, just in case. All her perfect bow, and all the imperfect ones too, are snug inside. The bow are done. Amy's mom lifts the lid off the steamer. Whoosh! Out comes a puff of steam. Amy can't see anything at all. The steam clears. There are Amy's perfect bow. They are not too small. They are not too big. They have just the right amount of filling and they do not leak. They are soft and fluffy and so, so delicious. Amy eats one, then another. She eats one of the not so perfect bao. And you know what? It tastes just as good. And I love this picture because it shows that it's fun to make food with your family and it's very fun to share food with your friends. So that was Amy Wu and the Perfect Bao. I love this story because I love making food with my family and the people that I love in my life. So that is a similarity between Amy's family and mine. This next book I picked because it also reminds me a lot of my family. This is called Grandma's Tiny House, a counting story. Now, this grandma and my grandma look, one of my grandmas look very different, but they also look really similar. This grandma has beautiful brown skin, same with this little girl here. But she and my grandma both my grandma wore glasses that looked a lot like that, and she always wore these big, pretty earrings. They were clip-on earrings instead of uh, earrings with she didn't have her ears pierced, so they were clip-on earrings. But I saw this grandma and I thought, you know what? I feel like she and my grandma would have gotten along. I also have a very big family, and this is about a big family trying to fit into a very small house. When I was a kid growing up, and we'd have my mom's side of the family all get together, we would have so many people in a tiny house that the kiddos, all the cousins, would have to sleep outside in tents for a day or two while everybody stayed together. So I really liked this because I've definitely been in a big family in a tiny house. This is a counting story, which is another great thing about this book. Tiny in size at the edge of Brown Street sits Grandma's old house, where we all go to meet. Grandma's house stays small as the family grows. Will everyone fit inside this time? Who knows? One grandma waits in her big, easy chair while two turkeys send scrumptious smells through the air. Those turkeys look so delicious. Three neighbors knock on the brown wooden door with 4 pots of hot greens and ham hocks galore. 5 family friends strut straight up the stairs with 6 dozen biscuits and jam made of pears. 7 cool uncles stroll up in a line with 8 jugs of lemonade, ice cold and fine. 9 chatting aunties all head for the den to set down the cheesecakes that add up to 10. Oh, I would love 10 cheesecakes. 11 nephews join, slapping high fives, fumbling 12 sweet potato pies. 13 thrilled nieces bust onto the scene with 14 fresh honeydew, juicy and green. And who is that running? Last but not least, 15 hungry grandkids stampede to the feast. That's when the walls bulge. There is no more space. How will we eat in this too tiny place? I know. We've stuffed this old house, but the yard's long and wide. Why don't we move our big dinner outside? So outskip the neighbors, nephews, and nieces, while uncles and aunts lug dinnerware pieces. Friends grab the tables, grandkids grab the chairs, and the rest bring the food down Grandma's back stairs. Perfect in size at the edge of Brown Street sits Grandma's backyard, where we all go to eat. I realized that I didn't say the author and illustrator's name. This wonderful book is by Janae Brown Wood and illustrated by Priscilla Burris. So that was Grandma's Tiny House, which I think encapsulates exactly what it feels to have a big family. As somebody with a very big family, I really love this story. So the craft for today is this very fun sandwich craft. I don't know if you can see it. So it sort of accordions out like this, and you can add little pieces of food to your sandwich. We still have this sandwich craft at the Lawrence Public Library. If you go to the Reader's Theater and ask for the Sunday Storytime craft, we still should have quite a few of these left. And if there end up not being some, and leave your email or contact information, and I could definitely make you some more. Alrighty, everybody. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in to Sunday Storytime. I really appreciate y'all coming. Next week, we have a very, very special guest, so you do not want to miss that. Tune in next week for our very amazing special guest and some really awesome books. And I will catch you next time. Goodbye, everybody.